purpose of having this the first Asia Chinese New Media Conference, the title is to discuss the impact of new media on democracy, social movement and journalism. I think the main purpose of having this kind of conference is first of its kind in Asia. Basically is to assess and to understand the Chinese new media, which is one of the most vibrant new media in the world. Because there's so little understanding, there's so little research on it, while the growth is tremendous. So I think the main purpose of this conference is to get everyone together, especially the media practitioners, the media researchers, to get together to have a fruitful discussion of what is the future trend and the possibility of cooperation among all these Chinese new media in order to improve themselves. We have gathered around 25 participants from China, Hong Kong, Taiwan, Macau, as well as Malaysia, Singapore, while we have 50 participants from Malaysia. So in terms of, if you include everybody, including staff, this is quite a big conference with more than 100 people participate in it. So I think the participants came from various of background. There are some researchers, there are some lecturers, media practitioners, as well as those who are from the mainstream media as well. They are very much interested in the development of the Chinese new media. So I think it's a good mix, which we have the junior as well as the seniors people in it, as well as we have those within the system, I mean the mainstream media, as well as those who are the active participants in the new media. So I think we'll be able to give us quite a complete picture of what is happening and what do they think about the development of the new Chinese media. The conference is held from the 2nd and 3rd of October, which is Saturday and Sunday. The Hotel Royal Bintang at the Damansara, Kuala Lumpur, and that is from morning from 9 to 6. And in total we have 7 sessions. And 7 sessions, basically we divide into a few sessions that will discuss about the history of the new media in some of these countries, as well as the experience, the growth of the organization, news organization. And we have a special session on China, because China is one of the biggest new media, where new media has grown tremendously, and they have more than 90 million of internet users. So China is an important market area that we need to really look into it. As well as we have a session also about the development of press freedom, as well as the struggle for press freedom in nearby Asian countries like Malaysia, Singapore, as well as the Thailand, Indonesia, as well as Philippines. I think this is trying to, not only to decentralize ourselves. Not only we are going to discuss about the new media in the Greater China areas. When we are talking about the mainland China, the Hong Kong, Taiwan, Macau as well, but then we are also going to talk about some of these Chinese new media actually exist in Malaysia and Singapore and some of the areas in the Southeast Asian country, and what is their impact towards the larger picture of the media in their country. Regarding the question, what can the participant expect to gain from this conference? I think first of all, it's a huge task trying to gather everybody, from mainland China, Hong Kong, Taiwan, Macau, and then from Southeast Asia, Malaysia, Singapore, as well as Thailand and Philippines, to get together to discuss the issues that really at their heart. So to get all these media practitioners, researchers who are very, very busy, I think it's a huge task, and it's a huge achievement to be able to gather everybody in this platform. I think the other issue is since the development of medias in all these countries are so various, I think it's important that, but however, it is also intertwined and linked to each other. So it's important to get together and really discuss, understand what is happening in all these countries, and I mean especially some of the major countries like China and stuff like that. Not only we get together, but we also have to examine the development of new media in some of these countries. What is the obstacle? What is the promise? What is the future? As well as we are going to look forward into the future trends, i.e. Social medias, how it is going to shape the next phase of new media. And we have a special session by Ross Settles, who will be going to give us his view on it. And I believe it will be an interesting a session where people will throw in a lot of new ideas, and then all these actually practitioners and researchers we are going to learn from all these suggestions, and and then use it to improve in our work and our research. Yeah, I admit there's an issues within the Chinese new media. There's so little information actually. If you compare to the English new media, where there's abundance of resource and person. So basically, this is a first step. What we're trying to achieve is actually to gather together. At the end of the day, we are going to come up with documentation, electronic books about the discussion, the process of discussion, what is our finding of the discussion, this forum, into the books, and we hope that you will help to establish fundamentals for the coming forums, and we hope these forums will be held yearly or bi-yearly in the future, and also we hope that all this, then we will be able to build up a library of information about the Chinese new media. So at the long run, we're looking at, after producing new media, we are going to publish the news about it, as well as we are going to have this documentation, electronic books, which we will distribute to everybody, with all the presentation, as well as the fruits of the discussion. Hopefully, it will help to able to spur more interest, and as well as to improve in the or add into the literature of the Chinese new media. So, if you want to know more about the Chinese New Media Conference, we will publish about some of its contents and news in Malaysia Kini Chinese site, www.malaysiakini.com/cn, we will publish on it, as well as some of the news, and we will write it in English and as well as in Chinese. And then we will, of course, you can read some of the documentation, some of the discussion through our media partners. In Taiwan is a Cool Loud initiative. In Hong Kong will be the Hong Kong e-media, and I believe some of the Chinese China's bloggers will be able to blog and to record about it, what is the discussion. So I believe the information is quite abundant. Of course, I think what we're trying to do is we're trying to not only put up electronic books, but as well we will try to put up a website, or using a Facebook site to be able to store, to put an indicator, to tell people about what has been published about this conference. So I believe that you will be able to to source it from the blogs and as well as the Facebook site, which we will publish soon after the conference. The Chinese New Media Conference is part of the celebration of the Chinese side of Malaysia Kini. This year is the 5th anniversary of the Malaysia Kini Chinese side since its establishment in 5 years ago. So it's part of celebration, as well as we, after this conference, immediately after this conference, that's 2nd and 3rd of October, on the 4th of October, Monday night, we'll have dinner, fundraising, for the indigenous people. And the purpose of the fundraising is to help to raise a bit of seed money to be able to train, as well as to send more reporters and writers to cover the news of the indigenous people in Malaysia, which is one of the most marginalized group in Malaysia. And the theme of the dinner is basically to raise the awareness, not only to support the press freedom, but as well as to support the rights of the indigenous people. We will have live performance, dance, song, and even the sape performance, which is kind of Sarawak guitars and dance from the not only the Orang Asli group in Peninsula, but as well as the Penang group in Sarawak, and they will also tell us what happened to them for the last 12 years since the Bakun Dam issues. And also we will have a group of students from New Era College who will perform about the struggle of the Penang people after the Bakun Dam issues. So I think you give us a theme not only about Orang Asli, but will be issues about press freedom, how press freedom is intertwined into the issues of Orang Asli, and how we can use the press freedom to actually support, to raise the awareness and to help in the struggle of the marginalized people, marginalized group in Malaysia.